would not be difficult, my Fuhrer. Nuclear reactors could... I'm sorry, Mr. President. Nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. Greenhouses could maintain plant life. Animals could be bred and slaughtered.
Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
-1 minute. Put on your goggles. Observers without goggles must face away from the blast.
One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city.
Fallout from a
Ladies and gentlemen, wanderers of the desert highways and seekers of the peculiar, welcome to a place where reality bends like the rusty signposts of forgotten Americana. Nestled along the faded ribbons of Route 66 in a landscape marred by atomic whispers, we invite you to the AtomicShamanSweatlodge, a refuge from the eccentricities of the road, and perhaps a gateway to realms unseen. Picture it. A motel and RV park, rising like an oasis from the dust-choked trails of the Mojave. Here, under the flickering neon of our vintage sign, adventurers and wayfarers from every corner of this odd world converge. Amidst the cacti and Joshua trees, our grounds hum with a mystique that only a land scorched by nuclear fever can possess. Step into our realm, where time echoes the distant rumbles of atomic tests, and the spirits of old Route 66 still whisper their tales. Our sweat lodge, the centerpiece of our peculiar establishment, promises a journey beyond the mundane. Within its sacred confines, bathed in the warmth of ancient stones, you may find revelations, or simply respite from the ceaseless road. So, fellow travelers, if you're seeking a break from the relentless sun, a glimpse into the curious mysteries of the desert, or merely a haven amidst the fallout of modernity, the AtomicShamanSweatlodge beckons. Embrace the allure of the unknown. Join us as we navigate the surreal corridors of this radioactive expanse along America's Mother Road. Here, at our crossroads of past and future, let the adventure begin anew.
Yeah, I remember her saying, I'm already dead. 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 Well, today I want you each to stand up and hold your hands in some stupid symbols. I'm already dead. You're going to get up and scream. I'm already dead. You're going to get up and burn an X in your head.
All right, and it's been a wild 2 weeks since we had an investigation of Skaven in the engineering department at Texas Tech University, prompting evacuations as there were blasts of warp fire popping manhole covers off the streets.
Oh, yeah.
JFK files got released on Tuesday. Now we have a schizo with a shotgun firing off rounds at the CIA headquarters. We got bad CGI rescue of 2 astronauts stuck in space, and that should look faker than the moon landing. Then Harry Sisson runs a psyop to make himself look straight, and that he has a stable of 11 women to choose from.
Saw that. Yeah.
And then now we got like Lady Gaga making fun of Pizzagate on Saturday Night Live and invoking Lamashtu instead of Baylor and Moloch. And Beard Juice, can you tell us about Lamashtu?
Oh, yes, I can. Did a little bit of looking into that, and let me pull up my stuff here. So, Lamashtu, for all you interested people, or Dime, Dime, is a Sumerian demon goddess. Yeah, and I realized I needed to help provide some ground or context for this because in modern times people are like, "Oh, the mother of monsters" kind of shit. Um, so going back to the beginning of Sumerian shit, Lamashtu is something like 7,000 years old in mythology relative to other modern myths. So, uh, so Sumeria was part of ancient Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is the geographical region between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers, and Sumerian religions existed from 5000 BC to 2900 BC. Over time, they adapted uh, with the other religion and myths of Akkadian, Assyrian, and Babylonians. And the Akkad, like Sargon of Akkad, and no, I'm not talking about the streamer, that supplanted the Sumers. That was what was it? Around 2100 to 2300 BC, and then the Babylonians after them were 2200 to 500 BC. So to put it in perspective, um, the Abrahamic faiths or the foundations for the faiths were established around 2000 BC. This bitch is 3,000 years old, older than that in like mythological, religious, or you know what I mean, like observable history. So she's fucking old. She's older than fucking dirt. uh, yeah, older than the Greek gods, older than the Roman gods, older than a lot of things. So old god stuff. And
I've got a stone engraved image of her up on the screen for the people at home can view.
now, yeah, what makes her particularly special is that she is the daughter of An or Anu, the sky god in the Sumerian faiths, and she is the only child of the god that's depicted as a demon. This is strange because in the Sumerian faiths, things like demons or angels, whatever extraplanar entities, couldn't necessarily have power unless it was given to them from a god. So, the fact that she had power of her own suggests that she was not just a demon, but a goddess. And the terms are used interchangeably to describe her. Um, and yes, um, she is the mother of monsters and all that. But she is, in Sumerian tradition, depicted as a female demonic deity with a lion head, donkey teeth, naked breasts, sometimes 3, a hairy body like black wolf's hair all over her, stained hands covered in blood, long lengthy fingers, and big ass fingernails that are long, and specifically Anzu feet, which is a particular type of god that has kind of bird feet that would probably be closest described as like dino bird feet.
I was thinking kind of like a harpy, you know, like something like that.
Yeah, that's usually how it's depicted, but I just figured it's worth the clarification because that's what it's going to look like anyway. But looking into what Anzu is, you'll discover it's like not supposed to be a bird, but it is. I don't know. Um, And sometimes she's depicted as having a donkey sucking off her right breast and a dog on the left, because donkeys and dogs were meant to be servants of her in the living realm, as well as snakes covering her arms sometimes. She also carried two swords, and they have names, but I think they were established after the Sumerian faiths. Um, the swords were Red Rust and Chillheart. I don't know what the fuck that translates to in Sumerian. Um, yeah, and there is a emblem of her pendant. The It's a jackal head, uh, and the jackal is supposed to serve her as her spirit animal. The emblems of her or to her have three-eyed jackals representing her, and the jackal's eyes are all vertical. They're not horizontal. One in the center of the head, two in the normal eye positions. Yes. Yeah, so she was known for not being the monster mommy. That's something that came along later. In Sumerian tradition, she was responsible for miscarriages, sudden infant death or cot death, the how would you describe that? The enfeeblement or evisceration of things like plentiful forest and vegetative life,
Kind of like a blight. Would you call it
and
that?
yes, blight and plague. Although not necessarily disease specifically. That's a Nargal thing, but that's a different conversation. Um. Anyway, yeah, but she was highly revered, in particular because people wanted to, have babies without them dying. Um, that kind of thing. And she's known to have a certain kind of bloodlust in the first place. So there are temples erected to her in Sumerian history. They were commonly used for blood sacrifice, specifically animals. Um, as far as we know. But yeah, she's actually a pretty big deal in the Sumerian faith looking backwards, because you either worshipped her to try and prevent your family or your children from coming to harm, or you worshipped Pazuzu, which is supposed to be the guy that brought the what is it, the plague of drought onto the Egyptians and other things in history, but he specifically is meant to counter her. Uh, or yeah, so you either worship her or pay homage to him. If you want to keep your family safe in
Isn't that
Sumerian history.
isn't that the demon from The Exorcist?
Yes, Pazuzu is the demon in The Exorcist that possesses the girl, but when it comes to demons, you
Yes,
can't use Satan to cast out Satan. So it's like you're choosing
right,
one demon or another. It's like it's lose lose.
right. There is a weird thing. Yeah, okay. So for some clarification, if we go back this far in terms of history, the the view of faith is that there are three types of worlds that exist parallel to each other: the mortal or physical world, the divine, or whatever you want to call that, that like enigmatic fucking creature-esque god shit world, and then the afterlife, or like this gray limbo-y world. And everything that comes from the divine realm can't necessarily displace itself or each other. And this is why Pazuzu in particular, it's one or the other, right? Because these powers between these two godly entities belong to themselves and they're alone unless they impart onto anyone else. So they have to be placed in an active role opposing the other. And because their power comes from the divine realm and is interceding in the actions of our reality, the mortal realm, they can't overlap here. Which is where all sorts of weird things happen when you talk about the death of certain gods in history, but I'm not going to get into that. We're focusing on Lamatsu right now. And she is responsible for creating monsters to serve her. I was having a hard time getting a list of monsters that did. I got some. So some of her servants included Bloodmaw, which was the name of a black dog with red and green eyes who was excited by hunting and bloodshed. Yanit, which is a hyena demon with gangly long limbs, looking kind of gross and gaunt. Yeth Asmari, which is a type of demon, not just a single thing. It's a jackal humanoid that's about 14 feet tall or something like that. Blazing red eyes, black leather wings, and it has a snake for a tail. And then the seven sisters, or rather the seven witches, which is in itself a whole mythology that is part of Sumerian faith and actually intersects other things. And in some of those faiths, she is seen as the same as the seven witches. But yeah. Anyway, so what do we have? So 1000 BC, Lamashu and Lilith are combined in a myth, and Lamatsu is being referred to as the Lamatsu of the night. And thereafter, she gets depicted as a Lamia. For all of you weebs out there, hold your horses. I'm going to explain to normal people that have sex what that is. Okay? A Lamia is a woman with a snake body, with a humanoid upper body. And it is partly how Greek mythology and later iterations ended up coming around with the depiction of Medusa. And it's because of this hybridization of Lamatsu, who had been one of the old ass gods, coming from this particular area of the world, and the myth being having kept alive long after Abrahamic, shit had been going on. Lilith and her got combined, and clearly influences from the Greek as well. And we come up with Medusa, the Gorgon, and all that other stuff. So from this point moving forward, myth kind of shifts. After she's depicted as a Lamia, she ends up becoming part of some of the Greek myth and ended up having a child with Zeus. And because the child was a monster, the child was killed by Zeus. And then she went forward and decided that she was going to start killing children in the womb and all these other kinds of things as a way of, I guess, expressing her grievance for her own lost child. Because she'd been completely shunned by the gods after having her child killed. And that's how the myth ended up staying alive, in a lot of ways now. She'd either be killing the shit out of babies or taking blood from people, men, all these other things, and creating monsters. Because she's a grieved, goddess that had her child killed. And she's a snake body lady. One might worship Lamatsu to prevent harm to themselves, or revere Pazuzu to protect them from her. Yeah, So it's worth noting that they're not both inherently good guys, but Pazuzu is probably, it's worth describing as the less worse guy. And temples were in fact erected to her. It's not like just made up shit. And they were for animal sacrifice and all the rest. Archaeologists have been able to find medallions to ward off Lamatsu all over the geographical regions connected to the Mediterranean. So, yeah. Which, yeah, tells us that the story of her goes well past the Mesopotamian region and into other parts of Europe. Let's see. No text speaks of the death of Lamassu. Yeah, which is kind of important to know. Unlike any of the other gods that are a part of the chronicled history of mythology or religions past into the modern time, most of them have some depiction of their own death. And if not a depiction, a denotation in the chronicles of their own stories. It's either implied or inferred, if not said outright. She is one of the only characters in Sumerian myth, or in the passing of those kinds of stories, that have never had her death implied, indicated, or described. Which brings us to modern times. Like, why would someone like Lady Gaga, you know what I mean, believe in a Lamatsu, some 7,000-year-old monster-making bitch?
Well, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Because Lady Gaga calls her fans her little monsters. So that's probably why she
That's
took on the
right.
Mother of Monsters as her patron deity.
Absolutely. And I think she probably started where most people do, trying to figure out who Lenneth was and then working backwards. But that's a different conversation. Yeah. But worth pointing out. And today, there are in fact cults or small organized groups or whatever you want to call them that do observe Lamatsu. Modern Lamatsu worshippers are believed to care about the furthering or adherence to chaos or the creation of chaos. That's their angle today. And as a point of reference, in the 2010s, a new religious movement called Zooism emerged in Iceland, drawing inspiration from the Sumerian religions. The
This
name
furry shit,
Zooism
is
is
it?
Huh?
This isn't like related to furries, is it?
No, Zuism. So the name Zooism is derived from the Sumerian word zu, zu, meaning knowledge. So knowledgeism, whatever. But the movement didn't start specifically because people were interested in worshiping the old gods. It was a clever cope that was part of a political movement. So, Zooism emerged in whatchamacallit, in Iceland or whatever, as a form of protest. So, it emerged as a way to protest the government-funded churches specifically. People were pissed off that churches were receiving money from the government. Yeah, and they believe that Iceland needs to have a complete separation of church and state, period, the end. So they decided to try and do this clever ass shit where they try to, I guess, piss everyone off with the old gods angle. And in Iceland, they require taxpayers to identify with one of the religions recognized by the state or with a non-recognized religion or no religion in their tax code. So religious status is actually part of their tax code, which is partly one of the reasons why churches were getting funding and maybe not your own little thing or another. because it was only a matter of churches officially recognized by the state. So Zooism got put together. There was a big old movement, and and in a matter of being, I guess, faithful to the people that join Zooism, Zooism also promises to refund money back to its members that it receives if it receives them from the government or from taxes. Yeah. And Zooism became a government recognized religion in Iceland in 2013. When Icelandic law was amended to allow non-Christian religions to be registered with the state. So, there you go. Zooism. I didn't expect to go into Zooism when I was researching this, but I did.
Nerdy nerd.
But yes, there is a whole chronology of stuff that I was getting bogged down in and discovered I was spending more time just trying to figure out dates than I was anything else, and figured I'd get into the big explanation here. Yeah. So Lamatsu, monster maker, baby killer, who modern crazies worship so they can spread the chaos.
Yes, that's probably a good segue to this next story that presented a bunch of chaos. So students at an elementary school in Washington State were given quite the scare this week when their building's PA system suddenly was commandeered by an evil time-traveling human-octopus hybrid.
What the fuck?
The troubling event took place in the city of Woodland on Tuesday afternoon. Out of the blue, classes were interrupted by an unfamiliar voice broadcasting over the school's intercom system. Much to the horror of the children attending kindergarten through the 4th grade of the school, they were introduced to a Cthulhu-esque entity that will likely be making an appearance in their nightmares in the near future. So booming over the PA system in a creepy voice was the unnerving warning that this is Humo-Octopus. I'm speaking to you from the future. Run for your lives. Wretched humans, I will smash you all. And as if the message was not traumatic enough, the school subsequently went into lockdown and had the children hiding under their desks, no doubt hoping that the Humo-Octopus would spare them its wrath. Now, while the adults in the building were assuredly knew the entity was a work of fiction, it was all too real for some of the kids at the school, including a little girl who told her father, "There's an octopus that's going to smash my eyes with a hammer."
No way.
So one of the thought the creature was a work of perhaps a bored prankster working in the school's IT department. It turns out the message was a genuine test recording from the company that created the intercom alert system. So I kind of wonder what brand that is. It's like some probably default tests, that they run. So one can only wonder why, considering its intended audience, the company created a haunting announcement that left children in hysterics. The school ultimately issued a statement of parents explaining the situation, apologizing for the subjecting the students to a gruff voice claiming to be the Humo-Octopus from the future who proceeded to make threats against present-day humanity.
Awesome. I have to imagine whoever came up with that thought it would be funny, not scary.
I bet they enjoyed every minute of making that.
I'm sure.
We got a cryptid story that some might argue is a cryptid. So a Florida man named Justin Blackston was arrested after threatening President Donald Trump during multiple 911 calls. Blackston faced charges including making false bomb threats and threatening to discharge a destructive device after he expressed intentions to assassinate Trump. In his calls, Blackston claimed to have hacked missile systems and aimed them at Trump Tower, endangering his own children if Trump did not appear at his house. Blackston has a history of mental illness and is currently booked at the Palm Beach County Jail with a bond set to $35,000 awaiting court trial on March 31st. Now, I'm not even sure if Blackston is his real birth name, but Florida man's stories are always entertaining, and I'm not sure, if you would consider Florida man as a cryptid or not, but I like to think he is, because he only exists in Florida.
I would like to think so.
You don't have the cards.
You don't.
So, a woman who is raising a doll has clapped back at haters, saying that she belongs at a mental institution. Madeline, now at age 19 from the UK, told the DailyMail.com recently that she'd been obsessed with babies and dolls since she could remember, but her parents gifted her her first reborn doll. which is made to resemble a human infant. When she was 6 years old, as she got older, she said she was tending the reborn and helped ease her anxiety. So she was going to say it'd be very calming holding them, dressing them, etc. She explained that during an interview that when she welcomed a daughter named Ophelia in 2023, and she had to take a break from role playing with her reborn to focus on being a real mom. But after her
Go
daughter turned
figure.
1, she decided it was time to adopt a new reborn named Forrest. So now she thinks both Ophelia and Forrest as her babies and insisted that she loves them like a real sibling. And Ophelia asked to cuddle with mommy's baby, like to ask to feed him bottles. So she sees me molding and changing. She loves giving him pacifiers and bottles, she said. When she welcomed her daughter named Ophelia in 2023, we already talked about that. So she says it's sweet the way she interacts with them like a real child, catching a glimpse of what it would be like with them in the future to get another sibling. She was raising a reborn, which led to immediate backlash on TikTok, where she often shares videos of herself with this dolls named Ophelia and Forrest. So she had been subjected to a slew of hate from strangers from who have been known to accuse her of being crazy, and people just don't understand her hobby. And she's been telling people to like kick it or throw it or chuck it out the window. And people keep saying that she belongs in a mental institute and she's a crazy one. Or I feel sorry for your daughter, but you need therapy.
You know, a long time ago, being crazy meant something. Nowadays, everybody's crazy.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
So she said that she's a very happy girl, spoiled with love from her and everyone in her household. And she added her family and friends are nothing but supported and revealing. Her family bought clothes and a basket to keep next to the crib, bottles, and pacifiers, and even pushed chairs for the reborn. So she couldn't be asked for more supportive family. Dude, I think they're hurting her by enabling this fucked up behavior, and they're just encouraging
Agreed.
it and not. A British serial killer notorious for his eating habits, refusing to chow down after guards at the prison holding him took away his TV and PlayStation. So Robert Hannibal the Cannibal Mudsley, age 71, is incensed by his loss to the gaming system, and his brother Paul told The Sun that he's known to turn away meals, but will not ingest anything until his prized electronics are returned. He's also known as the Brain Eater. So Mudsley lives alone in a glass cell outside Wakefield Prison in West Yorkshire. He's also admits the guards took his nonfiction books and music system he had. So they're saying that Bob is held inside a prison within a prison. And Bob complained that he's normally polite, but the prison officers accused him of being abusive. And when he finally got back to his cells, they had taken everything: his PlayStation, his TV, his books, and his radio. So he's back to how it used to be 10 years ago, and he hasn't done anything to stimulate him that would just sit there and vegetate and was in danger of going mad. He loves playing war games and chess on his PlayStation. He's always watching old films and TV and reading factual books. So Mudsley is serving a life sentence for 4 murders between 1974 and 1978, where he was known to eat the brains of his victims. And I wonder if he believes he gained their knowledge or power in consuming their flesh.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
So, an embalmer at Texas funeral home allegedly cut off a dead man's penis and stuffed it in his mouth after learning he was a registered sex offender.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Amber Laudermilk, age 34, is accused of taking a scalpel to 50-year-old Charles Roy Rodriguez groin while she was overseeing a convicted sex perp's body at the Memorial Mortuary and Cremation Toria in Houston last month. So she allegedly stabbed him twice before castrating him and then shoving the remains in his throat. She carried out the alleged mutilation in front of an embalming student that the authorities reported, and she told the student that you didn't see anything. She allegedly warned the student just moments before mutilating the corpse, and when questioned by other employees about the disfigured groin, she shot back saying that he had a lot going on with him. Charging documents said that he died of natural causes at Houston Hospital in January. He was listed on Texas Department of Public Safety Sex Offenders Registry. He was convicted of sexually assaulting a 31-year-old woman in 2001 and given a decade of probation. It wasn't immediately clear how Loudermilk became aware of his rap sheet, but she was charged with abuse of a corpse this week after a funeral home reported the alleged castration to authorities.
No, not my dick! He missed the alibi. He should have told them it was a transgender surgery. Then everyone would have covered his ass, you know?
Flight attendants approached a crazed passenger. He kicked one in the chest so hard that they flew across the aisle of the plane and crashed into a window. The affidavit said that Augustine's behavior appeared purposeful, though difficult to describe. So Savannah Solomon, with a special agent of the FBI, wrote the affidavit. So after learning of the disturbance, the pilots turned the plane around and landed safely in Savannah, but Augustine continued to cause commotion and the crew attempted to deboard the other passengers. He stormed to the front of the aircraft and threw several wild punches at a flight attendant before passengers wrangled him and his sister, with whom he was traveling with, to the floor. After the duo was detained, Augustine's sister told authorities that they were traveling to Haiti to flee religious attacks from a spiritual nature. According to the affidavit, while on the flight, he told his sister to close her eyes and pray because Satan's disciples had followed them onto the plane, and the Legion
Oh,
did not
no.
want Augustine to make it to Haiti, that the affidavit said. So his sister told authorities that he had swallowed rosary beads because they are a weapon of strength in spiritual warfare. And only about 8 passengers were aboard the plane at the time of the outburst, and no one was seriously injured, according to the report.
Well,
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a. Not sure where to go with that.
It is what it is.
Maybe he should have had a Pazuzu talisman instead.
I think he needs to see a priest about a possible demonic possession or some kind of demonic attachment, but that's just not normal, man. I mean, I don't know why they go to Haiti now. I mean, there's like a cannibal that's running the country right now, whose name is Barbecue.
That's right. That's right.
So
I
don't know how that's the safer place, you know. But we had
Can't figure.
a homicide investigation is underway after reporters for Infowars, a website run by conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, was shot dead outside of his apartment complex in Austin, Texas, according to police. So the victim was Jamie White, age 36, who was found lying on the ground in the parking lot around 11:56 p.m. Sunday, the Austin police said. So Infowars is based in Austin, and the suspect may have been burglarizing White's car when he interrupted them. So Jones wrote on Twitter that we pledge that Jamie's tragic death will not be in vain, and those responsible for the senseless violence will be brought to justice. Now, according to Alex Jones, Jamie was shot in the neck through the carotid artery, execution style, and he bled out before he could be resuscitated. So they don't think this is just a regular thing. You know, they think that we're targeted.
I looked into that. It sounded targeted.
So now, according to Alex Jones, the following day at Infowars, journalist Chase Geyser had been swatted at his house. And Jones went on to say that General Mike Flynn notified him to step up his security because he believes that they're being targeted by bad actors from Ukraine. And Jamie was on a Ukrainian enemies list, and so is Alex Jones, apparently. And I think someone else got swatted, but they were saying that they would not announce
Schroyer.
it. Yeah, so we believe he's the next guy who got
He's
swatted.
got a video up.
And so I'm thinking that these guys aren't safe in Austin. Like I know a while back Austin said, Alex Jones said that Austin was getting bad and they were needing to get away. But I think it'd be better to go to a more like conservative part of Texas where it's safer.
Agreed.
So I think that's why we're here today. Is that we're gonna get into Charles Manson. And I did a little supplemental MK Ultra thing, so we'll get into this cult. So Charles Manson was a criminal cult leader, and he was a mastermind behind the infamous Manson family murders in 1969. His name reminds synonymous with manipulation, violence, and counterculture chaos, blending elements of hippie idealism, apocalyptic prophecy, and mind control in a deadly ideology. So he was born Charles Miles Mannix in 1934 in Cincinnati, Ohio. He had a troubling upbringing, spent most of his early life in juvenile detention centers and prison for theft, pimping, and fraud. He developed a talent for manipulating people, learning hypnosis, music, and psychological control tactics in prison. So before becoming a cult leader, Manson dreamed of becoming a famous musician, and he tried to break into the 1960s rock scene. He even had connections to famous artists and ties to the Beach Boys. So 1968, Manson met Dennis Wilson, the drummer of the Beach Boys, through a family member. Wilson let Manson stay at his house, and Manson introduced Wilson to LSD and free love. Wilson recorded one of the Manson songs, Cease to Exist, but it was changed to Never Learn Not to Love without crediting Manson. So Manson was furious about this. He had a failed record deal with Terry Melgar. So Manson met Terry Melgar, a top music producer and the son of Doris Day, hoping for a deal. Melgar initially considered signing Manson, but then later broke it off. And then realizing Manson was too unstable, so the Tate house is where the murders happened. And it used to be Melkor's home, so leading some to speculate that Manson originally tried to intend to target Melkor this way. Manson recorded several folk rock songs, some of which had been covered by Guns N' Roses, Marilyn Manson, and Rob Zombie. His music has eerie and rambling, often featuring apocalyptic lyrics and themes of control. So notably, a Nine Inch Nails recorded the Downward Spiral album at the Tate murder home, further cementing Manson's legacy in rock culture. So Manson didn't just attract followers, he targeted, groomed, and brainwashed them. As a master manipulator, using psychological tricks, drugs, and charisma to lure vulnerable young people into his cult. So here's how he built his famous Manson family. So he specifically sought out people who were lost, insecure, searching for meaning. So he mainly recruited runaways and outcasts. So these are young people who fled their homes and were rejected by society or disillusioned with life. He recruited hippies and dropouts. Many of them were followers in the late 1960s counterculture rejecting traditional values. He went after women with trauma. Many female followers had suffered abuse, neglect, bad relationships, making them easier to manipulate. Drug users and drifters. He preyed on people experimenting with LSD, psychedelics, spirituality, convinced them he had the answers. And it sounded like that Manson was recruiting the OG mugshotties, these troubled women.
Yeah, I never thought of that way.
So once he found potential followers, Manson showered them with love and attention, a cult technique known as love bombing. He treated them like family. He told them they were special and loved and finally had a place where they belonged. He gave them food, shelter, and drugs. He created dependency, so they needed him for survival. He encouraged free love and sexual liberation, making them feel like they were part of something bigger than themselves. So how did it work? Well, many of these people came from broken homes and felt rejected by society, and Manson became their savior. So Manson destroyed his followers' identities and replaced them with his own ideology. He used hypnotic speech patterns.
Like you do.
So his ramblings, repetitive words made people fall into a trance. He would tell them that there's no ego as his mantra, and he told them to give up their sense of self so they could merge with the family. He isolated them from the outside world, so this is like common in all cults. And he kept them at Spawn Ranch, cut off from TV, newspaper, and family. And then he changed their names to give them a new identity, kind of thing, as erasing the old identity. So followers took on new names, as Susan Atkins became Sadie Mae Glutz and severed ties with their old lives. So Manson controlled his followers through sex and power dynamics. He slept with many of his female followers using sex as a tool for control. He encouraged women to recruit men. New male followers are drawn in by the free sex and drugs, in which we've seen this with the flirty fishing technique in another cult. That cult was in the same era. And he used humiliation to break them down. He would berate them, slap them to control his followers to ensure loyalty. So in the late 1960s, Manson had gathered a group of mostly young disillusioned hippies, many who were women, to a commune at Spawn Ranch in California. He combined the LSD, the free love, and the apocalyptic beliefs to brainwash his followers. He saw himself as a messianic figure, blending ideas from the Book of Revelation, Scientology, white supremacy, creating a vision of impending race war called Helter Skelter. So he brought his followers to Spawn Ranch, a remote, lawless area where they were cut off from family, society, and outside influences. He ensured that their followers relied only on him for food, shelter, and emotional validation. He used heavy use of psychedelics, LSD, mescaline, and belladonna, which I have no idea what that is, but he used that to help break down their personalities, identities, and increase suggestibility. Manson stayed mostly sober so he could control them, directing his drugged out followers. So that kind of sounds a little bit like MK Ultra, the way they use drugs to break you down and then make like a new persona. So he used the mantras, the repetitions, the hypnotic speech implant of his ideas and followers' minds. He convinced them that he was Jesus, Satan, and a prophet all at once. Claiming the world was about to end, he used the love bombing technique through praise, affection, and sex, and fear and warnings of destruction and violence to control the emotions. He made his followers believe that society was doomed and they were the chosen ones that would inherit the earth after the waste war he had predicted started. He twisted the Beatles' lyrics of Helter Skelter, Revolution 9, and Bible passages to create his own cult doctrine.
So Belladonna is Nightshade.
Okay.
Yes,
It's,
it
is
is a
it
type of nightshade.
is it in the Nightshade family or just a different name for Nightshade?
It's in the Nightshade family.
It's a nightshade family. Yeah, they used to make poisons out of it.
So Manson convinced his followers that he was a divine being and the world was about to end. He claimed to be Jesus, Satan, and the prophet. He twisted Bible verses, the Beatles lyrics to create his own doctrine. He predicted a race war that he was calling Helter Skelter and told them black people would rise up and destroy America and that the Manson family would rule the survivors. He used occult symbolism and spiritual language. He blended Christianity, Buddhism, Scientology, and the occult into his teachings. By convincing them they were part of an apocalyptic prophecy, he made them feel important and chosen. So he interpreted Helter Skelter as a prophecy of this race war, and he believed, well, we already talked about that. So August
Indeed.
8th through 9th is when the Sharon Tate murders supposedly happened. So actress Sharon Tate was pregnant wife of Roman Polanski, and 4 others were murdered in her home. So I don't know if people at that time knew that Polanski was, allegedly a pedophile back then, but killers Tex Watson, Susan Atkins, and Patricia Krenwinkel were under Manson orders, and Pig was written in blood on the walls, which later inspired the 9 Inch Nails song to write a song about it. August 9th through 10th were the LaBianca murders. So a wealthy couple, Linda and Rosemary LaBianca, were killed in a similar brutal fashion. The words "rise" and "death to pigs" were written in blood on the walls. And I'm sure this has nothing to do with the Aristocox chant of "rise," for those that are watching. Manson believed these murders would spark the race war that he was telling about, where he and his followers would take control after society collapsed. The Manson family was arrested in late 1969 for unrelated crimes, but Susan Atkins eventually confessed to the murders, leading to Manson's arrest in 1971. So Manson was convicted of first-degree murder, even though he never directly killed anyone. He just orchestrated the crimes. He was sentenced to death, which was later commuted to life in prison when California abolished the death penalty. Now, Manson's story has some strange connections and unanswered questions and conspiracy theories, so here's the most well-known ones. Now, some researchers believe that Manson was part of the CIA's MK-Ultra project, which experimented with LSD mind control in the 50s and 60s. Manson was in and out of prisons, but somehow avoided serious punishment. So was he protected or part of this MK-Ultra program? Because if you volunteered for it, they would actually give you a lenient prison sentence if you were like.
I can't remember the name of the guy, but there's a guy who used to go to the ranch all the time, and he was connected with the CIA.
I don't have that information here, but the CIA had been testing LSD on civilians, trying to create a hypnotized assassins. So some believe Manson was one of their experiments gone rogue. A former member of the Temple of Satan and later Temple of Set founder Michael Aquino was said to have been involved in these MK Ultra mind control program at the Laurel Canyon area. So I don't know if that was the guy who might have been there.
Yeah.
The hidden hand of the music industry. So some claim that Manson was sabotaged by the music industry and the Tate murders were an act of revenge from being denied the fame. So why was Terry Melchior's old house targeted? Why was Manson sending a message to the industry that rejected him? Manson used the occult symbols, biblical prophecy, apocalypse teachings to manipulate his followers, and some theories linked him to satanic groups, Aleister Crowley's teachings, and Hollywood's secret occult underworld. But I don't have any definitive stuff, about that. So he had been depicted as a mine hunter once, and he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, American Horror Story, and various documentaries. So he died in 2017 at age 83 after spending nearly 50 years in prison. His followers remain infamous, and some still seek parole, while others, like Susan Atkins, had died in prison. He remains a symbol of cult manipulation, counterculture darkness, and the dark side of the 1960s idealism. So even though he'd never killed anyone himself, but he didn't need to. He created an army of brainwashed followers willing to die and kill from him. So his use of psychological tactics, drugs, control techniques made him one of the most dangerous cult leaders in history. Now, he wasn't a genius, but he was just a master manipulator who took advantage of the hippie idealism, drug use of vulnerable young people that feel this twisted ideology. This case remains one of the most analyzed cult psychology, media sensationalism, and mass murders in American history. And I don't think you could do something like that modern times because the free love isn't
I don't know.
a big thing right now. People aren't that big into it. But I'm thinking
We
if
got
you
plenty
got
of
enough,
incels.
well, I'm thinking if you got enough, maybe mugshotties or e-girls or VTubers together, maybe you could use them to do the flirty fishing technique to start your own cult. But no one's done that
Oh,
yet.
totally.
So
Yeah, I think you could definitely use TikTok to do mind control these days.
So speaking of joining a cult, you can support the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge at streamlabs.com/Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge/tip or buymeacoffee.com/Atomic Shaman, or you can go to paypal.com, it's /PayPal me/Atomic Shaman. Or you could go to the Alex Jones store right now, and there's a sale on MK Ultra NeuroBoost Advanced Formula, so get ready to unlock maximum cognitive power with Alex Jones MK Ultra, an advanced NeuroBoost formula designed to fuel your mind, focus, and clarity. Like never before, this isn't just about thinking faster, it's about dominating life, mentally, physically, and staying sharp in the fight against globalists. Use our affiliate link, thealexjonesstore.com/Atomic Shaman to get your discount. And you can buy swag at tpublic/Atomic Shaman Trading Post. And if you were a fan of the Cryptids of Appalachia, I made a new Cryptids of the Four Corners design, so I'll probably wait a few weeks before I decide if I'll make a Midwest or Pacific Northwest design of the Cryptids of that region. And I kind of have an idea for maybe a Manson family t-shirt idea, but I'll keep that under wraps for now. You can follow us on social media at Motel and RV Park on Twitter and the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge on Instagram. I have created an AI chatbot on Instagram, and you can ask the Atomic Shaman any question you like in order to gain forbidden knowledge. And I encourage you to write us at AtomicShamanSweatlodge@protonmail.com. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and repost us on Rumble to help our tribe grow. And with that, we'll go to commercial break, and we'll be back in about 12 or 13 minutes.
Hello, I'm Ted Pike, and this is my wife, Lynn. Today, a foreign government, Israel, operates the most powerful lobby in Congress. This is AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Through control of Congress, Israel demands and gets nearly $5 billion annually. No elected official dares criticize Israel for fear the Jewish lobby will accuse him of anti-Semitism, the kiss of death for any politician. The president also knows what Israel wants, Israel gets. To act otherwise is political suicide. The mass media, founded and controlled primarily by Jews, manipulates the spigot of information out of which Heartland America drinks. The message of this contaminated source is, if you criticize Israel, you are anti-Semitic. Be safe. Keep your head down, or you are fair game for being knocked off by the Zionist shooting gallery.
As a result, our president and elected officials are slaves to political correctness when it comes to Jews and Israel. They cannot seriously criticize Israel, especially as the source of Mideast strife and terrorism. They cannot suggest an end of aid to Israel. They cannot even protest Zionist control of Congress.
I guess we'll have to throw it out.
No! Don't throw out that meat!
Who are you?
I'm Finian, and I put that rainbow there. I put a rainbow in every slice of Finian's brand rainbow meats.
It's yucky. It looks like oil floating out of puddles.
He's got a point, Finian. It doesn't seem right.
Right. What's right got to do with it? It's a rainbow, isn't it? And rainbows are beautiful. And my meat is beautiful. And I'll tell you why. Because it's jam-packed with chemicals. Good, healthy chemicals. Chemicals that'll make you grow up to be big and strong. Have you ever seen a leprechaun as big as me before?
No.
No, and I'll tell you why. Those other little people, they wouldn't touch my meat. They said, Finian, rainbows belong in the sky, not on a cold cut. Well, I showed them. I showed them all. Before I take this shillelagh to you and smash the side of your head in, go on, do so! Eat! I've got all kinds of fine rainbow meats. There's ham and roast beef, turkey, bologna, and new kosher rainbow tongue. Remember, if it hasn't got a rainbow on it, it isn't Finian's. Keep eating, you two. Come on, or I'll smash you over the head with a shillelagh. Go on, eat.
There's been a lot of talk about this next song. This song is not a rebel song. This song is Sunday, Bloody Sunday. I can't believe the news today. Can't close my eyes and make it go away. How long must we sing this song? How long? Too long. For too long. Tonight, we can be as one. Tonight. Broken bottles under children's feet. Bodies strewn across the dead streets. But I won't heed the battle call. It puts my back up against the wall. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Let's roll. And the battle's just begun. This many lost, and tell me who has won. The trenches dug within our hearts. Mothers, children, brothers, sisters, torn apart. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. How long must we sing this song? How long? Too long. For too long. Tonight, we can be as one. Tonight. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Let's roll it. Anyone who wants more details on my agenda can find them online. The web address is not very imaginative, but it's easy to remember. Party.com. Wipe the tears from your eyes. Wipe your tears away. Wipe your tears away. Wipe your tears away. Wipe your bloodshot eyes. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Let's roll it. And it's true, not a myth. One fact is fiction and TV reality. And today the millions crime. We eat and drink while tomorrow they die. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Begone, thou hideous demon, unto thine appointed place. and return no more to plague the servants of Almighty God.
The Vicar's theory is that the Loch Ness Monster is not a prehistoric beast that somehow slipped through the evolutionary net and lived on in the vast depths of the loch. He maintains that Nessie is an apparition, a spirit, and an evil one at that. So much so that it's having a bad effect on the locals, driving them to drink, foul tempers, and black magic. Dr. Omond is here to get the monster to change its ways.
I adjure thee, thou ancient serpent, by the judge of quick and dead, by him who made thee in the world, that thou cloak thyself no more in manifestations of prehistoric demons.
So, in a ceremony he has performed many times in other haunted spots, Dr. Omond is exorcising Loch Ness of the evil spirit of the monster. After it's all over, the tourists...
What's your name?
My name? Oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, you know, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school, right? Is a confused person get a resolution? I don't understand. You see, when you go like that, right, you have a cross, 2 sticks, right? And that's how I felt when I was in Waterloo. Because when I walked in Waterloo and smiled at people, they treated me like a vampire. They used the cross and they went like this by not smiling at me. In Toronto, hey, hi guys, you know me, Steve Spiros, easygoing. Those who know me, I'm a nobody. You understand? And you can't kill a person with no body. So why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Waterloo where the vampires hang out. And I'm gonna wear my sunglasses at night. You know why? Because women show their tits, have short skirts, and then they feel violated when I look at them. Why? Because I have sunglasses on and I'm weird. I'm from Humberside. I'm sorry if I made a fool of Humberside, but all those people who called me a sleepwalker, I woke up. Now I'm going back to sleep because I'm going to be committed in an isolation room because I'm going to go back to the ministry and allow them to perceive me as I am, a fuck up. Goodbye. Hey, Toronto the good. Look at this square. It was a shithole when I worked here. Now it looks like New York, Manhattan. Where are the bums? There's no bums here. Toronto doesn't have bums. But Waterloo, they're creating bums. They created me. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the church. Talk to the Pope. He knows everything. I had it. I'm gonna die. How can you die when you're dead? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to be crucified, right? I'm not going to...
I don't even know what Hoktau means.
Hoktua? I know it's like the name of a podcast, but I think it's also like the sound of spitting. Like you go, like Hoktua. Right? Chat?
Why like that?
I don't know why, like how you would use that in a sentence.
Definition?
Definition, please use that in a sentence.
Please use in a sentence definition.
It's a spelling bee, all of us. Spit on that thing. Ew. Hoktua is Patui Eurasia. Yeah, like I know Patui. Patui. Hoktua is like the evolution of Patui.
Bless you. Stay
Are you a targeted individual? Have you had a paranormal encounter, or are the victim of an unregulated government experiment and would like to share your story with us? Would you like to send us some fan mail or a hate-filled rant? Do you have an idea for a future episode or wish to send a complaint to HR? Email us at AtomicShamanSweatlodge@protonmail.com. Like, share, subscribe and be sure to check the notification bell. Follow the Atomic Shaman on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Listen to Paranormal Green Text Stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube. Catch the live streams of Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge only on Rumble.
I'm God and I've killed everybody. Now what? I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Jesus Christ. Whether you want to accept it or not, I don't care. Whoa, I said.
All right, we're back from our commercial break. So that song was by Meat Machine. It's Manson, The Rise and Fall. The guitarist gave me permission to play it, and you should subscribe to his channel on YouTube at Dark Peaks.
Bro, that's a fucking bop right there.
Dude, I told
Hell
him it slapped, and he's like, yeah, man, go ahead and use it. I can't wait to see your episode.
I'm giving that a like right now.
So, who's this week's special guest?
Oh, let me get him in here. Let's see. For Smash or Pass. Let's see.
Bear witness, internet, to my glorious return. The Gothic King Cobra himself is back, bitches. A lot has happened in my life since I was last on the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge. I got a new apartment because I got kicked out of the last one, and not a lot of Section 8 landlords want to deal with constant DoorDash deliveries of cat food. Stupid trolls. But yeah, I'm still making the best cooking videos on earth. My Wendy's Baconator burger combined with gas station sushi is the peak of fine fusion dining. Simply a must try. And of course, my love life is better. Finally broke up with that crazy bitch, Jessica Boyle.
Yeah.
God, she was a worse drunk than me, and she was intent on trapping this alpha snake down with a baby. Dodged a bullet on that one, literally dodged a bullet as she plotted to kill me after we broke up. But who could blame her, though? It's like the internet couldn't handle me being taken. There was so much gothic pussy being thrown at me those few months. It was bananas. It's like, once you're off the market, your pheromone production goes into overdrive. It's like women could smell it from their computer screens. But honestly, I feel I need to play the field more before getting another girlfriend. I'm looking for a hot lady who loves Ozzy Osbourne, can keep up with my drinking, and has room in her stomach for some fine Cobra cuisine. Oh, and of course, she must be able to handle my manly musk. It's a mixture of dried semen, day-old floor puke, and Domino Pizza wet farts. Domino's Pizza, not a sponsor, but yeah, only the baddest of bitches can handle that alpha stank. Which brings me back to why I am here. Most of these girls have been confined in close quarters with some pretty foul-smelling bunk mates. One or a few of these mug shotties should be able to put up with an unbathed autistic man. Actually, correction. The sexiest autistic man on the internet who uses tactical soap. Use promo code King Cobra and get 20% off. It's the only way I can get free samples sent to me. So help a brother out. I need to wash my balls just in case these fine females dig what I got to say. So without further ado, roll out the ladies. Let's fucking go.
I thought he was kicked off or permanently banned off of YouTube for his last cooking video.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I
didn't-
heard.
Not that
Yeah.
I heard about, anyway.
No, yeah, he was taken off. Cobra, do you have anything to say on that? Oh wait, fuck.
Kinds of days.
Oh, and he's drunk. He's already drunk.
One of those kinds of days.
All right. So her
Damn.
first mugshot tonight was arrested for harassment. So I'm assuming she didn't like being broken up with.
Let's see what we got here.
I think she would probably
Small
also
way.
stalk you too. So I'd say no to this one, man. I don't want to deal with that drama.
Just harassment?
Oh, I think she was stalking too.
Probably. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. What's with the smug look? Like, it's like she's trying to look smug, but she can't figure out how to make the right face. Whatever. Pass.
Will, did you want to go next?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Do you have the stream up, Klaus? I went to my direct messages to see the chicks. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that fine little Foxy Brown right there.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay.
I can't remember what celebrity she kind of reminds me of, but it's one of those 80s fucking sassy black chicks who's in like every action film. That's what I imagine right there.
Oh, the one that was in Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't think of her name.
Yes. It's just generic
Radon
action.
Chong? That's not Radon Chong.
Anyways, she looks like she would give some amazing. What do the kids call it these days? Throat? Yeah, throat. Smash. All right.
I thought they called it Bop now or something like that.
Bops? Maybe. All right. Cobra, what do you think?
Now, I've never fucked a black chick before, and honestly, I don't know if I should. I don't really like hot food. I'm as pale as a dead corpse. And I listen to metal, strictly a heavy metal guy. I don't think it'll work out. I just recognize we are from two different worlds. Now, some of the things I said are going to get mistaken as super racist, but hear me out. I'm not racist. And if this chick was down to get jiggy with a white guy like me, that would be cool. You know, I'd show her a good time, take her to the restaurants she wants to go to. You know, the ones with the 11 or more herbs and spices. A white guy like me would only be hella lucky to have a foxy, strong, sassy black woman like that. It's a smash for racial solidarity. And for those of you racists who passed. Ooh, dude. Check your fucking privilege, you cracker. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag rest in peace, George Floyd.
I think he's a month behind. That was last month.
He doesn't have a YouTube. He can't tell time anymore.
Oh, is that how it works?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, dude.
So,
do you imagine every day in that trailer is just one infinite day for him?
God. Our next mugshotty was arrested for criminal mischief and theft. And oh man, I mean, how could you not love that cute little face? I mean, she doesn't need to steal it. If she asked me nicely, I could buy it for her. You know.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would
that's
smash,
a looker
dude.
there. Mischief and theft. She sounds like she's fun anyway. And you're totally right. Yeah, she could just ask. She'd get away with that. Smash.
I want her. I want her to do the two little pointy things with and do the owu and the owago face. That's what I want.
Owu?
Yeah.
What do they call that? A Seago or Shigo, whatever?
No, that's a different. That's
Ahegao.
Yeah, but yeah, Smash definitely. Who's William? Are you going? Are you going? Will,
Sure,
are you
I'm
going?
here. What do you want me to do?
Are you smashing her?
Yeah, she looks nice. I'm not gonna say the word.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What word?
What
What word we looking for?
My 14-year-old son is sitting right next to him. I'm not gonna
Oh,
say-
okay.
I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
Oh.
He's probably wondering.
Well, then ask him what he thinks.
No.
Smash
All
or
right.
pass?
Yeah. Cobra. What do you think? Oh,
Quickly. He's just looking at it and squinting his eyes. I think that's.
Okay.
Cobra. What do you think?
Not gonna lie, she reminds me of my sex doll. It's like her eyebrows are just painted on, and she has those cute doll-like features. I know my trolls are always being dicks about the appearance of my doll. Yes, the doll is age appropriate. Fucking sickos. It's made for adults, so it's of age. Like, duh. Anywho, if this girl self cleans, that's a major plus since I always have to clean inside the doll. Smash.
Oh wow, that I didn't even think of that.
Self-cleaning dolls. I don't know.
I've never stopped.
I wasn't
Women
ready.
are kind
I
of
wasn't
that,
ready
aren't
to
they?
go there, but our next mugshotty was arrested for battery. She had allegedly hit her son's teacher. She spat on the principal's desk and threw a picture frame at the teacher after the teacher allegedly told her that she needs to learn how to raise her kid. I'm gonna pass. This Latina is too spicy for me.
It's looking
Wait,
spicy.
What are we
That's
looking
illegal
at?
in America now.
Alleged.
I don't think
for
she's
hitting-
illegal, but she's definitely a Latina.
No. Spitting on desks and
Throwing a picture
What the hell?
frame at the teacher and
oh no, throwing a picture frame. Yeah, go to jail for that. There. Wussy.
I don't know. That's
Well, she
out
got
of
it.
control.
I
Look,
mean, that's what she was arrested for.
I'll tell you. After having done lots of volunteer work with kids, the worst part about it is their parents because they are all fucking psychos.
What?
Hard pass on this.
No, she's standing up to
I'm
the.
sympathizing with the principal there.
We need to destroy the Department of Education.
Oh, well, I'm not for it. I think we should just eliminate college, school, everything. You're on your own. Figure it out. You're either sink or swim.
Hell yeah.
Fuck you.
Okay, so it's Smash. Will, what'd you say?
Who me? Oh, yeah, she looks fine to me.
Hell yeah.
I like it. It's good. No competition. That sounds fine. No
That's the
competition for what's
responsible father right there.
Sure.
All right.
The father, he's gonna make more babies.
Cobra, what do you think?
Excuse me. She is very pretty and feisty. Mama Tiger got claws, good on her. More parents should stick up for their kids. Teachers can be dicks sometimes. I know my teachers in high school would tell me I should stop wearing eyeliner and spikes. They would be all, Josh, you know you look ridiculous. People wouldn't make fun of you if you dress normal. It's like, fuck off. Yeah, if I had a cool and hot mom to help me kick some ass, that would be rad. Go all Cobra Kai on the faculty, but instead my real mom ran off to do drugs and left my dad to raise me. I don't care if I ever see her ever again. Fucking sucks, man. But yeah, you know, that's how I became so dark and brooding. It's like Batman's backstory. But anywho, I totally would bang MMA mom. Call me Oedipus because I'm a motherfucker. Smash.
Oh, all right, Oedipus.
I wasn't expecting that much of a trauma dump.
Yeah, that was and a special kind of one, right?
Yeah, so our next mugshotty was arrested for shoplifting. No other story.
No other story.
That's illegal.
Oh God! Oh
Yeah.
God! Why the hell is her nose You're seeing
Crooked?
this right? It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
oblong or whatever the fuck.
She almost looks
Oh
like
God.
No, she's making a face.
I thought she was a Picasso for a moment, you know?
No, she looks like someone from the Jim Henson studio fucked up making like a goddamn Muppet. What is this?
Maybe a
Mm,
left nostril from all the drug use because she has to steal to fucking get drug money.
Dude,
Oh,
just
that
turn
makes
her into one
sense.
of the
That makes more sense.
Now,
I know these things.
let her go on to Sesame Street. She can be one of the fucking monsters. She can hang out in the garbage can with Oscar. Fuck her and her goddamn Jim Henson fucked up nose. Pass.
God,
What is that? No.
be nice.
No. I can't. I don't know why it offends me, but it does.
I will smash the coke whore.
I'd take a chance on her. She's not gonna harm me.
Her nose might.
Wait, we need the responsible dad response.
Oh, yes to everything from here on out.
That is pretty good. Cobra, what do you think? Are you ready to trauma dump some more on us?
I like her smirk. Makes me think she hid the stolen items in a dirty place, like her underwear. And I like her hair. It's like dyed in a rock kind of way. It's not quite a goth girl, but alternative girls are pretty close to it. I could totally mosh to Ozzy with her, and she wouldn't be weirded out to eat Pizza Puff hot dogs. Delish. Smash.
Pizza Puff hot dogs. I
Pizza.
never thought of it.
You know what?
I've never heard of that either. I'm kind of confused.
Just sure.
I probably don't want to know. Our next mugshotty was arrested for battery and dating violence. And
dating violence is a charge?
Yeah, so she doesn't look like she was beaten up, even though her mascara is running. But I'm gonna pass on this one.
No, I'm like,
on purpose, or has she been crying?
Well, that's just it. The giveaway is that she's a psycho, because you know how they do that. They'll like wail on you while they cry. Stop making me beat you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think that mascara running is about. Like,
she got it together the last second for the photograph, though.
I'm gonna pass because that's what it looks like to me.
It's not even sundress season.
Oh God. You know what? I feel in a dangerous mood, so I will smash. I'm sure it'll be fucking
Fair
5
enough.
hours of entertainment for me. All right.
We hope.
All right, Cobra, what do you think?
Oh man, this is giving Jessica vibes. Like I'm a victim, both emotionally and physically. She was rough to me, and I think I've reached a level of maturity and self-respect to not take that shit. I don't want to go down the same roads. Been there, done that. I came, I saw, I conquered, and came again. But thinking about it, it's like drinking. You just got to know when to cut yourself off. And the only thing my brain is thinking is, can she get me off? He, smash.
Oh, he's so intelligent. Like he be quoting things.
You can tell he's well-read individual.
Yeah.
Our next mugshotty was arrested for trespassing. I would probably smash even if she smells like weed.
Trespassing?
Yeah.
That's it? Just trespassing?
Yeah, she probably smells like weed and incense, man, at the worst, you know. So I would
she
hit
walked
it.
across the corner of your lawn?
No, I think she just doesn't have a car, and she got off of work. She was waiting for a ride home, and the cops weren't being cool about it.
That's weird. I'm like, we're in that place now that you're saying it. I'm like, I can smell this picture. No.
You can smell it? What does it smell like? I want to know.
Smells like weed.
Hell yeah.
And not the good shit, the skunky crap.
No, you know what? Fuck yeah.
Dude, look at her 2 eyes. She can't even put on her makeup evenly. Fucking. Man. This is a rough night here. We only got one word smashing so far, and It ain't you. Fuck off. Pass.
All right, I was gonna smash her regardless, but then I saw that her T-shirt says "World Peace," so she's a Sam Hyde fan. So this is absolutely,
Okay.
this is Mary. This is wife material, trad wife material right here. All right, what do you think, Cobra? It's split down the middle.
Whoa, she's like freaking hot. Like she's a 10 out of 10, babe. She's got like a gothic blood vampire thing going on, and I'm here for it. Slay me, queen. Her hair reminds me of hot Cheetos, too. I would love
Yeah,
to
it
cook
does.
my world famous Cheeto mashed potatoes. It pairs well with my honey mustard Salisbury steak and a new cocktail of Monster Energy mixed with Mickey's malt liquor. I call it a mixter. Truly a feast for a blood queen. Smash.
That's some recipes right there.
Well,
I take it back.
I hope those recipes don't get us banned from YouTube. That would hurt. I mean, it took us 2 years to like barely get 1/3 of our audience back after losing our first channel.
that's
So,
true.
so our next mugshot, he was arrested for corporal injury to spouse or cohabitant. So, does that mean she spanked him too hard?
Yeah, right. What is that?
Because corporal punishment spanking, right? So like, that's
Right.
what I'm assuming,
or
right? I'm
or
not a
whipping,
lawyer.
whipping. Well, yeah, it's any punishment that's physical but not mutilation of some kind.
I don't know.
To spouse
I
or
want-
cohabitant, that's not a child.
Orca. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's probably in the really kinky shit, man. But I don't want a dommy mommy girlfriend, you know. So it
I
wouldn't
don't
work out.
know. Like, was the injury caused by her forehead? You see the gap between those fucking eyebrows and her peak? Like,
I don't think she was
come on
headbutting him. I
now.
think she was using an instrument, you know, in her hand.
Her hair implants aren't taking.
Damn.
Maybe she's an alien hybrid. I
Corporal
don't know.
injury means she was spanking her husband and it broke his legs.
I can't see her face. All I see is her forehead. The longer I stare at this picture, I'm
The
passing.
one on the left looks weird, but the one on the right looks alright. It's bad lighting.
Most of these images are bad lighting.
I don't think they're
not
supposed
fair.
to be good lighting.
All right, Cobra, what do you think?
God, I can tell she fights a lot. Look at how weird her jaw is. It's like knocked out of shape. Once again, I need to be careful with abusive women. And she looks like she would try to kick my ass. Fat chance, though, like she wouldn't hurt me because I'm a man. And men are statistically stronger than women, but it's just annoying to be punched. So I'm leaning to pass, but maybe she hasn't met the right guy yet. You know, someone who is cool and dances to the beat of his own dark drum. Someone like me, I can fix her. Smash.
You can try and fix her, buddy.
Cobra's standards are pretty low. I mean, you've seen Jessica.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jessica Boyle. Oh, we're switching?
Oh, I was checking to see if we had any last minute poll data. I don't think we do. But anyways, our next mugshotty was arrested for a
great lighting.
DWI. Oh yeah, she looks cute. I don't care if she can't drive, whether she's drunk or sober. I'd smash.
Oh, yeah, this is a taker, and it's a basic bitch vanilla ass woman moment. You don't even have to fix it. I'm throwing it up there. That's my new baby mama.
Driving
Smash.
Hell. It's a smash. All right, Cobra.
I don't condone drinking.
Already, you know, he's fucking, you know, it's Cobra.
I don't condone drinking and driving, but she's too cute to be locked up for a booze cruise. Come on, she looks just buzzed. The only DWI she should be charged with is driving while irresistible.
Oh.
That's a good joke.
Speaking of Manson,
Smash.
Hell yeah.
All right, our next mugshotty was arrested for criminal mischief.
criminal mischief. Okay, this one's mine. You can't have her.
That's it. Just criminal
Careful,
mischief.
kids are in the room.
Next,
I'm
No
not.
details.
I'm not a fan of her hair that
That's it.
much. It's like I think that's her stylist's fault, but I
Uh,
think she can clean up even more. So I would smash.
She just got roughed up by the cops. Well, how would your hair look?
I don't have hair.
Did she or did she get roughed up by her own criminal mischief? I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. Since I haven't been offered much worth smashing, I guess I'll smash it.
Smash. She looks like she can do my laundry right afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah, might as well get two things done. All right. Cobra, what do you think?
What kind of mischief could this Disney princess get into? Did she yell in a Starbucks or something? I don't know, fellas. She seems too normal for me, like she bathes regularly and eats vegetables. She's probably turned off by farts.
Probably.
That's probably why I have a hard time getting laid, is because I think farts are funny. Life is too short to not laugh at farts, dude. That's what I say.
But I'm willing to show her new things. Maybe I turn her to the goth side, get into some real criminal mischief, like hanging out in the cemetery and trying to summon the dead. Real dark shit like that. There's potential here if she's willing to be my familiar. Smash.
Farts are funny, dude.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
we are on the last mugshotty for tonight. She was arrested for assault and battery. I'm gonna pass on this one. This is definitely the definition of mid, I believe.
Whoa. Whoa. The tattoos are kind of stupid. Should be a looker if she weren't making a whole lot of bad decisions.
Does her neck tattoo say maybe?
That's what it looks like.
I know. I think it says angel.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
It looks more like
no,
angle.
no. The loop on the E isn't that tall. Oh, that's an L. Never mind.
That's an L. Yeah. See it now?
She's your angle.
Yeah. Maybe's better.
She's
Maybe
my
it was way funnier.
right.
You should have run with it.
I honestly feel like there was some potential there, but I don't know if it can be fixed.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I tell people not to get
You look at
tattoos in
tattoos.
cursive because you can never read them if it's a bad script.
Well, no, just in general, the whole package.
The whole.
She's
You
kind
need
of
to get an AI generated tattoo in Japanese. That's what you
it's
need.
kind of like a bottom heavy chick right here. Only
I
the
don't know.
the top forehead looks really good.
She could have been bangable, but she decided to
made
drive
bad
her life into the
decisions.
gutter or some such. I
Ooh.
don't know. I think I'm gonna pass.
If she put on a cowboy handkerchief and attempted to rob me, I would bang her.
I'm already
Just
getting
like-
married to criminal mischief, so I'm gonna pass.
I don't want to see the bottom half.
Well,
All right, Cobra, what do you think?
She reminds me of the overweight groupies at rock shows. Like half the dudes in the bar have fucked her on some I need to get laid type of night. But the band at the venue who she came to see just pawns her off to the sound guys. I don't want to sound mean, but if Mid was a person, that would be her. Mid is not great, but not cool. Like if she went to my open mics, I'd let her take a sex ticket, like now serving number 25. Please come to the sex room. Honestly, the assault and battery thing worries me a bit, but it's a smash. I just can't resist. Dang, now that I think about it, you trolls put all these abusive hot rocker chicks in front of me. It's like waving a beer and at a recovering alcoholic. You guys are sickos. It's serious stuff, man. I get the shakes every time I go to Wendy's. I just instantly think of Jessica, mostly her pussy. It smelled exactly like a Baconator. Actually, kind of looked like it too in the right light. You know, once a month for about a week, Jessica would let me eat her out with ketchup. It's how I like my Baconators, dripping with that red goo. Oh man, I think I kind of miss her.
Joshy, I missed you too.
Wait, what are you doing in my house?
Well, I missed you, and I saved up enough change to book a Greyhound here, plus I had the key you gave me in case I was in town.
Yeah, I gave you a key for emergencies and occasional hookups.
Move over so I can be heard better on the stream.
I didn't call you.
Of course you didn't call me because I can see you're pre-coming in your pants looking at all these mugshots.
Ah, geez, we're just having a laugh.
Like this is the most dumbest show ever.
We're not even together, and you're getting jealous.
Josh, you need to choose. Them or me?
Well, I'm single and ready to mingle. A man has needs, and women are throwing themselves at me.
But they only wanted you once you were off the market. Doesn't it make sense to have me as your girlfriend, and then all the bimbos will want you even more?
That is true. My hypothesis on the pheromones must be true.
Well, Joshy, your scent of tactical soap and ball sweat are making me want to cover myself in ketchup.
Yum. Gotta go, guys.
Oh, man, we lost him.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
So, we got some poll data from the audience?
Always do. Let's pull this up.
Maybe
We
some
asked.
program.
Dun, 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 dun. Is 2025 a good year for the apocalypse to start? 12% said red heifer sacrifice. 8% said blood moon. 52% nothing ever happens, and 28% black swan event.
Yeah, so
Like,
last week we
yeah.
had a blood moon on the 14th, and it would have been a good time
Blood moons are
for.
pretty common.
Yeah, but they it was a good opportunity for the red heifers to be sacrificed in Israel while the Muslims were
right.
relatively weak because they're still going through Ramadan. So that would have been like a
Yeah.
power play if they did it, but as far as I know, they didn't do it. So maybe they're saving it for Passover this year because those
Whatever
calves
happened
are.
with that? They were like almost ready to do that.
I thought they were going to do it last year because Passover was during the
Right.
blood moon, but this year I don't think there's not another one for a while. So we'll have to see what happens. But I mean, those red calves are going to go to their waste if they don't sacrifice them after the age of 3.
It's not like we can't grill them. Let's see. We also asked, what is your favorite undersea cryptid? 33.3% said Trunko. 0% said Ningen. 0% said Luska. And 66.7% said the black carpet. I don't think I know what some of these are.
I'm surprised how many people were fans of the black carpet. So some people speculate that the black carpet's not a single entity, but like a colony of entities that are responsible for cleaning the ocean floors and eating all the dead life that drifts down to it.
Base.
But there's no proof of existing. They just think it's there because you can't see it, and there's no like piles and piles of dead fish, whatever life, kind of thing. So.
I would pray to the fucking black carpet. That shit sounds fucking awesome.
Let's see. Where would be the worst place to encounter a crying child at night? Probably in your house, right?
Oh, I
That's the
voted
worst
in
part
that.
about raising children, right?
Yeah.
13.3% said in a dumpster. 46.7% said in the woods. 13.3% said in a graveyard. And 26.7% said in a psych ward.
Fuck them kids!
Yeah, so like I guess finding a crying child in a dumpster, depending on the state of condition, it's either true crime or paranormal, depending on the state of the child that you find crying there.
I don't know.
I
I
think my
feel like
response
the
deserves.
dumpster would have to be the worst though. Because like, tell me you don't go like it doesn't trigger you into full blown like holy shit I gotta save a kid thing from the bottom of the dumpster.
Yeah, so like this whole story that this guy in India said that he encountered a crying child and they were going through a cemetery as a shortcut to get to their village. But in their mythology, they have a type of demon that takes the form of a child. And so if you approach the crying child in the cemetery, it'll turn and attack you. So he said that he saw it, they knew what it was, they were terrified, and they just tried to ignore it. And they said when they walked past it without looking at it, it disappeared, the crying left. And then when they were leaving the cemetery, they heard a loud roar. So I'm thinking maybe if we did a episode on Indian like cryptids or mythology, that'd be probably cool to do in the future since we haven't done that
They
yet.
got a ton of it. Yeah.
Do not redeem.
I'm like, I tried to get a little into that ages ago and was having a hard time. These days there might be more information.
Ooh.
Let's see. We asked, would you sacrifice a percentage of humanity as part of a treaty to an alien civilization?
Hell
42.9% said, no, it's wrong. 42.9% said, give them our criminals. 7.1% said, give them our homeless. 7.1% said, for our survival.
Yes, it's just a bad deal overall. So the reason I came with this poll is someone was claiming to be a whistleblower, saying that they saw a video where Nixon met these aliens and they made a deal saying that we have to give up a certain. Yes, they said Nixon was in this video and he's with these aliens that were really tall, and they said that they made a deal that in order to spare humanity, we had to give them a certain percentage of our population every time they visit every 50 years. And they'll do what they can to make it look like it was an accident, a natural disaster, terrorist attack, to account for the loss of life. But this is like if we didn't agree to this, we would have been wiped out in extinction. So
that's where the Sandy Hook kids went.
Oh well, that might be where all the 400,000 missing children go each year in the United States. If you think about that.
Wait, is it each year? I thought that was total.
No, that's each year.
That's every year,
Oh my
yeah.
god. Oh my god.
It is so much worse than you thought, right?
Yeah, it's like we don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere.
Uh-huh.
You're going straight into Lady Gaga's belly.
I don't think she can eat them all. Maybe a little help with Maria Abramovich.
Damn, son.
We're getting a little dark.
Get dark.
Do we have any more polls?
That is it for this week.
All right. So, Bill, would you like to tell us a little about yourself? You're a graphic designer. You're working on a game.
Are we doing me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is my third game. Yeah. Yes. I'm William, and I've been shitposting on the internet since 1987. No. Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Remember Usenet?
I do.
Really? Where were you when the internet was only 1,000 people?
Well, hanging out in my friend's basement.
No, I mean on the internet. Where did you post?
That's just it. I can remember going over to their house to kind of see what it was and trying to figure out how it was different from DOS at the time.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like shell prompt?
Right. And I remember I also used to be able to do LEET on the keyboard too. I used to know all of the combinations and shit.
31337.
Right. And I also learned how to
open bracket, yeah.
To mail improper, or how would you describe that? Proper informal email using LEET so that your the size of your text file was smaller.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Huh.
Big fat nerdy nerd.
I just remember a couple
Yeah.
like BBS bulletin boards, and then there was like these type of role playing games like Knights of the Dragon Inn. It was almost like kind of like Oregon Trail, but
Dude,
you would pick your choices on.
Muds.
Yeah.
Muds were so cool.
And then there was something like
Yes, they
Pimp
were.
Wars. There was like another game called Pimp Wars.
Now I'm just nerding out on nostalgia. But anyway,
Yeah.
Big fat nerdy nerd.
Lambda Moo. Were you ever on Lambda Moo?
I wasn't. I remember being on FIDAR. What else? There were a couple. I can't think of their names. But I remember Lambda Moo.
Yeah, that made it into Newsweek for being like the first online rape or something.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, you remember when WhiteHouse.com used to be a porn site?
Vaguely. Yes.
That is fun. It's jokes on the internet, invectives, racist, blah, blah, blah.
Before 2004, when you could do anything.
Anyway, enough about that.
Anyway.
More about
Anyway,
you.
Enough about that. Enough more about me. Yes. I'm the owner and of Incel Riot Studios, which has made a few games over the past 6 years. I did the Virtue Signal the game. That was me, and Portland, which you may have heard of, Portland Occupied Zone, which you definitely didn't hear about, and now I'm working on Civil War 2.
Civil War.
First person ever banned from
number
Kickstarter.
2 or TOO as well.
You know
No,
what?
the number.
Both sound. It's the number 2, but the way you say it actually sounds better.
Yeah,
Civil War 2.
He showed one of his
2,
cards
like
the other
cursive.
day. There is a Killdozer card. Is it okay if I give that
Yeah.
away? Or
Oh, give anything away. There's nothing is secret. Yeah, there's a Killdozer card. It's a Killdozer unit for the yeah. So yeah, the first two game. Well, the first game was just kind of like a simulation of like left liberal politics, where you like play as your favorite justice warrior and you like tear each other, claw each other's eyes out. And this one is actually going to be a war game, so I'm going to pay extra attention to like the mechanics and work in some mechanics that people like deck builder. So it's going to be part of like partially a deck builder, but also have like a board. You want me to go into detail about like how the game works?
Yeah. Just give us like a quick rundown.
Okay. So I am drawing a map of the United States, hand drawn, no AI. So it's taken me about almost a year. It's a huge project. I've gotten
yeah.
All in broken up to like 80 different territories, all individually, hand illustrator. And I've got it mostly done. I've only got New England left to do, and I'm getting kind of burned out, so I'm switching to character cards. And so what resources are money and people. Each person is going to be like a token, like individually illustrated. Some are going to be black, some are going to be have like colored hair and like whatever. And there are mechanics for immigration, for slavery, for like slave trading, right? So you can run your okay, so right, so it's
we're not doing this halfway.
Right, we're not doing this halfway. It's post-apocalyptic. I was thinking, I was reflecting, like when I heard your intro, which is really nice, by the way. Really like your intro. Very quality work. Kind of like the same vibe as what I'm going for, like post-apocalyptic Americana.
Nice.
Yeah, and but the hook is like you get to like replace the United States with whatever kind of government like you want, like, and everybody will be like in a different part of the country, and like there are different like government cards and people cards. You like assemble them and like make your own country like the way you want it. You can be like really far left, you can be really far right, you can be like weird or any combination in between, and then you fight. and either restore or replace the United States.
Oh.
It sounds pretty based.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
sounds like some fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, and it's
I'm,
kind of like
I just found you guys on BGG, BoardGameGeek.com. You have like a bunch
that
of.
was made by fans. I am banned from there.
Oh, okay. How'd you get
I
banned?
got,
Ooh.
well, the first game had a card called frivolous rape accusation.
Based.
Nice.
Right, and they said, "You're saying I got in." They started attacking the card. I went in there as a defender. Yeah, you're saying all rape accusations are fake, and I know I didn't. Like this rape
Yes.
accusation is frivolous. Like, how can you say that? Because I made it up. It's fictitious. Right? It's fictitious for the game. This person isn't real. There's nothing happening. Like the rape did not happen because this person is not real. And,
Doesn't
I
the
was
fact that
banned.
you, doesn't the fact that you have a descriptor indicate that rape, generally speaking, is not? Otherwise, you wouldn't have to denote such a thing.
Right? Yeah. Well, so the person who got me banned from that place was named Magic Pink on PGG. Has quite the footprint on PGG, and I have made her into characters in every subsequent game that I've made.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Meme them
I
till they
love it.
cry, and then make memes of
That's
them
to do it.
crying. That's the art of war.
Yeah. So if you get POZ, which
Yeah.
it's not on sale now because I closed the store temporarily, but it'll be available later. Magic Pink is like this squat little trans person.
I am looking at the reviews for it. There's a bunch of like, 10s and shit, and then you get like to the ones, and these are like, fuck these people, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's
I haven't been there in
awful.
forever. I haven't been there for. It's all 10s and 1s.
They're glorifying terrorists and hatred, man.
Yep.
Oh no, not that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I trust all these other people who gave it like a decent score.
Everybody's kind of biased in there. Yeah. But it's fine. Yeah,
It looks
that one did pretty well.
So you know who's not biased?
Who?
God, and he says he loves it.
Does he have a board?
God loves it. That's good.
See?
You could. Oh, you know what? That should be your slogan.
That'd be an awesome fucking slogan.
Use a review. Even God said it was good.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
If you can pull up an image of the box, the pull quote on the box says, "This is hate speech, pure and simple. 0 out of 5 stars. Magic Pink."
All right, I love hate speech, so
it's the best pull quote I could possibly have got.
I love their lack of awareness. They
So
genuinely have no
where can our
concept.
viewers find you, Bill?
Incelriot.com or crudforge.com. I changed the name of the company and then I changed it back because every single bank payment that went to incelriot.com got flagged. So I had to create an alternate name for the company. But either one of those places, they go to the same place. They go to the web page, which is the store. The store is currently not open, but because I'm working on the next project. But it'll be open later.
All right, folks, you hear that? Stay tuned. That's probably a game you want to play.
Come back when it's ready.
Seal of approval.
Van, do you got anything you want to show?
Sure. Next week, Tuesday, Destination Unknown. I don't know what the fuck we'll be watching, but it's gonna be some wacky fucking shit. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna want to grab a beer, fucking smoke a joint, or just relax by the computer and just enjoy the show. And then we'll be doing this again. I'm hopefully gonna have some time for some content. Might do some fish tank stuff. I gotta see. I gotta audition. Apparently, you can audition.
Oh, wait, slow down. You're gonna audition for Fish Tank?
Ricky got on, so I figure it can't be that difficult.
There are a
Is
couple
he gonna
I've
is he
looked
gonna be
at,
like an inside man, like doing his investigation for his next
No,
documentary? Or
no, he actually got on as a streamer. Really though, it's too intense for him. Like he pretty much was all like he couldn't sleep the first night, so he asked for like extended leaves, which is pretty good. But yeah, people kept bombarding him at night while he was trying to sleep with super chats.
oh damn, I
I
guess that's a good
believe
way
it.
to get money. Beer
Yeah.
Juice, you got anything you want to show?
Yeah, if you'd like to check out the finest fake news on the internet, go over to twitter.com/finestfakenews or instagram.com/thepetroglyphpress and enjoy reading such amazing news reporting as Tarzan leaves Jane for his childhood crush, or scientists discover or a telescope discovers battles in a galaxy far, far away, things like that.
From a long time ago?
That's right.
Right on.
You know it.
So once again, Will, thank you for coming out of the show and joining the guest panel. And with that, I will go ahead and play us out.
Buy his shit.
The stockpile for the zombies, homie, watch out. The feds are plotting now, they knocking like they locked out. Not now, I'm busy. Your dog get knocked down, drop trial, showing y'all the proper way to rock out. I know how this goes, looking through the crystal. Everybody hates me, and it's every day the list grows. Beat around the bush, yeah. I learned to tiptoe and stand against an army, plugging barrels with the pick rows. Look at who they follow, look at who you follow. If you want me, you can find me at the bottom of the bottle, in the corner of the room, or on the moon like Apollo. For fuck's sake, the earth is not flat, it's hollow, and there's Nazis in it. Shit, if that's true, you're probably gonna find me in it, vibing while we fry Hasidics, ashes in the sky's the limit. I'm just rhyming with it, this is my demented mind, and y'all just climbed up in it. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting misstarted. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting misstarted. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party. Coming proper with the grammar, you bet I know who they is, but recognizing patterns nowadays is fucking dangerous. Just ask Trevor Noah, he could tell your heads are rolling. It's bloody paradise, like a bunch of dead Samoans. Join me on the balcony, you niggas gotta see this shit. I crossed the line like fucking Trump in North Korea, bitch, yo. LA's on fire, won't somebody get the chief on the wire? Nope, cause don't nobody care. I fucking love the smell of burning plastic in the air. I give not a fuck. I found the first mosque and shot it up, rolled down the window in the truck, and yo, Muhammad sucks. Ooh, I'm so edgy, I just cut myself. Bitch, I never leave the damn crib if I could fuck myself. Call me all them names, go ahead, it's the basics. I drop these bars and hit the bar up in the spaceship. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting misstarted. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting misstarted. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party.